Hello friends, how are you? This is Dr. Nagi, Ayurveda and Medicine doctor and also Isha Hatha Yoga teacher. So today in this video we are going to talk about curd. And in India we use curd not only as a food material, but we are also using curd as a ingredient for worshipping, for our deities, and it has not only medicinal value, but it also has a lot of cultural value. So curd is a very much part of Indian culture, and almost in all houses all the people eat curd. Curd is a fermented dairy product which has been used for years in almost all Indian houses. The Sanskrit name for this curd is called Dadhi. Dadhi is the Sanskrit terminology for curd. So most of the people think like curd, when we eat, its temperature is very low, so it is cooling in potency. But I would like to say, according to Ayurveda, the curd which we eat is hot in potency, and it subsides Vata dosha and also helpful in rhinitis, in diarrhea, in emaciation, in making your digestive fire better, in various kind of stomach problems. If curd has been properly made, then it is also helpful in maintaining the gut bacteria of the digestive tract, and this way it helps to overcome the bloating and indigestion. And most of the people want to know like what is the right time to eat curd, because it is not, if you are keep eating curd it would be beneficial, because in Ayurveda a lot of importance has been given what to eat, when to eat, which season to eat, which season to avoid, and what is the time of eating. So if we go through this principle, the curd is contraindicated in summer, autumn and spring. But the seasons like winter and rainy season, it's advisable that you must have curd, because it is extremely beneficial in these days to eat curd. In addition to this, many things also come into consideration, like with what food items you can eat curd, what are the foods or fruits with which you should never eat curd, like muskmelon, you should not eat curd with muskmelon, or watermelon, because it can cause diarrhea. And the same way, if we go, like in many of my videos also I said, like curd is totally contraindicated at night. According to Ayurveda, when sun is set, and especially night times, if you are eating curd, that will be responsible to generation of toxins or ama, and that is not beneficial for health. It will unnecessarily invite a lot of chronic ailments. Not slow, next day it will start inviting chronic ailments, but eventually if you keep doing it, if you don't change your lifestyle of eating curd at night, then definitely it's not at all beneficial for your health. In Ayurveda, as we know, a lot of importance has been given for food, because Ayurveda believes whatever we eat, that's what we become. And if we focus more on food, then it will yield a lot of benefits regarding health, and especially to overcome these chronic ailments and lifestyle diseases. So Ayurveda has been giving importance for your lifestyle, the way you think, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you eat, the way you choose food, the way you make combinations of food, the way you take care of your health, the way you do yoga, the way you do pranayam. So a lot of these many things comes under lifestyle modification, and because we are losing our roots for ages, and that's why in our generation and today's generation we are landing into various chronic ailments, because the modern researches are saying these diseases which we are suffering these days, like diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, hypertension, all these are mostly lifestyle generated diseases, because the root cause of these diseases exists in our lifestyle. If we change our lifestyle, we will be able to combat these diseases. Because these days our lifestyle is changing, we have a lot of work, we are living in very stressful situations, and it feels like there is no time to pay attention to food. But the thing is, we are lacking in knowledge. If we have knowledge about these things, then definitely people will try to adopt these things in their day-to-day life, and they will make their life better. So regarding with this concept, let's continue with curd. Curd is very important meal in almost all Indian houses. Most of the Indian houses, they use curd as their daily meal. Now the thing come like how to prepare this curd. What is the method, what is the ancient method of preparing this curd, so that if we are eating curd in daily basis, it will yield more and more benefits. And good thing is you can make this curd at your home. It's very easy to make it, but yes, for that you need cow's fresh milk. Because if you are using those packed canned milks that is stored for 1 month, with that milk you cannot make curd. For making curd, you need to have fresh milk from the farm. As we know, curd act as a probiotic for the food. Probiotic are those enzymes which are extremely beneficial for your digestive fire, for your digestion, for making your digestive fire into balance, and it is extremely beneficial to make your digestive system strong. So how we can make this curd is just, there is very simple procedure. You take a milk from the farm, then pasteurize it. You know, you need to boil it in a certain temperature and let it cool down by in a normal temperature, not by putting in refrigerator, but in a room temperature. Let it cool down by itself. Then the lactic acid bacteria, its culture has been added to this milk from which you want to make curd, in order to ferment it, so that the sugar and lactose that is present in the milk, that will get converted into lactic acid. So in this process, there is a decrease in the pH, and which caused the milk protein that is called casein, that got coagulated, and this whole process of coagulating this casein milk protein, we call it curdling. And what is the time it will take to make this curd? It depends on the temperature, like what is the weather around, what kind of atmosphere you have. For example, in summers it takes 6 hours to convert this milk into curd, and in winters sometimes it takes 16 hours to convert this milk into curd. So it depends on the weather conditions around, because you get to know what temperature, what kind of things are needed to make a curd with experience. It is a general protocol that we used to do. I try to put it in words so that people have little bit idea. And you cannot use your like 1 day curd like for a month after you use the same curd for eating. No, you have to prepare it every second day, and the leftover curd, which is like 2-3 spoons of curd which is leftover curd, this curd you can use as a base for making new curd by adding milk into it. So this is how you can make a curd, but make sure the vessel, every time you are making curd, you need to use new vessel for making curd. It is not like you have put only one vessel for making curd and you are just adding milk into it and it's getting converted into curd. It's not like that. Every time, whenever you are trying to make curd, you always use new vessel, that means new clean vessel, so that it will not contain any kind of germs and hygiene will be properly maintained. The good thing is this kind of curd act as a probiotic, and as we know what is probiotic, probiotic are the living microorganisms which we when we put in our mouth in a proper doses, it will generate extreme health. So now let's try to understand what are the properties of these curd. This kind of curd is hot in potency and sour in taste. Not extremely sour, but almost sour in taste. Good thing is, if the people they are suffering from anorexia, curd is extremely beneficial for them because it is hot in potency, so it balances digestive fire. And anorexia most of the times happens because of imbalanced digestive fire, and ultimately your willingness to eat food will come back. After that comes like what is the season that you, which season you should take curd and why. For example, according to Ayurveda, what is the best season not to take curd? That is spring and autumn. In spring season and in autumn, you should never take curd. So there is a reason behind that. Why? Because in spring season, there is a natural tendency in the body to aggravate the kapha dosha. And if you are taking curd during this season, it will help to aggravate kapha dosha more. Then if you are taking curd during spring season, then it will cause various kapha related disorders like sinusitis, chest infections, throat infections. So it will become very common if you start eating curd in summer. In the same way, if you start taking curd in autumn season, so in autumn season what happens, there is a natural tendency of the body to enhance the heat in the system. So it's a natural tendency, like where you have a pitta dosh elevation, it's naturally happen in our body. So during this season, if you again start eating curd, and curd is hot in potency, then it will start generating disorders like ulcerative colitis or acidity, or some kind of peptic ulcer disease, or some kind of acidity, burning kind of sensation. So all these problems happens because if you start eating curd in autumn. So in autumn and in spring, the curd is totally contraindicated. But it is advisable to eat curd in rainy season. Why is it so? Because in rainy season there is a natural tendency of the body to aggravate vata, and curd has a potency to elevate the vata dosha, it reduces vata dosha. So it is highly recommended, like during rainy season, if you want to avoid all these body pains which happens in rainy season, especially due to elevated vata dosha, if you start eating curd, it will help to subside these kind of body pains. At the same time, in Ayurveda, a lot of importance has been given, like what time of the day you should eat curd. If you want to eat curd, you can eat curd during the day in the morning or in the afternoons, but you should never have curd during night. So there is a reason behind it, because in night there is a natural tendency of the body to sleep, because during night there is a natural tendency of the body to raise the kapha dosh levels. Because of these kapha dosh levels, we are able to sleep proper. But if we are eating curd also at night, that is also responsible for enhancing kapha dosha. Then that means there is a lot of enhancement of kapha dosha, and when this kapha got aggravated in a big way, it will be responsible for blockage of various channels in the body, and ultimately it will produce the diseases. There is also another concept attached, like why not to eat curd at night, because when we eat curd at night, it disturbs your digestive fire, then because a lot of kapha dosha, that will disturb your digestive fire, and food will not be digested properly, and when food is not digested properly, it will cause the formation of toxins or ama, which get deposited in various parts of our body and ultimately will invite chronic ailments. So that's why a lot of importance has been given. If you are eating curd, please eat during the day, afternoons. So try to avoid curd eating during night. So now let's try to understand what are the combinations of curds that we can use with food, and what are the things that we should not use with curd. Especially these fruits like muskmelon or watermelon, you should not combine curd with these two fruits, because with this muskmelon or watermelon, if you are eating curd, in many cases it's been seen that they cause diarrhea. So it's a opposite combination, it's a no combination food according to Ayurveda. In addition to that, curd should not be eaten with sour fruits, like very citrus fruits. If you are eating very citrus fruit, you should not make any combination of these citrus fruits with curd, because that will also disturb your digestive fire. At the same time, there is a fruit in India that's called jamun or blackberries. So you should also do not prepare any dish that include blackberries and curd. That is also not beneficial for health. Most of the times, because these are modern dishes people are preparing, and many times they start heating curd. It's been seen, like in most of the houses, it's been seen like to innovate something new, they heat curd. So according to Ayurveda, you should always avoid heating curd, because when you heat curd, it will kill all probiotic properties of the curd. That means it will kill all the bacteria, and then curd will not become beneficial for eating. So, what are the other things with which you can eat curd? You can eat curd with palm sugar or sugar if you want to have sugar. So you can have curd with sugar. You can, but if you are diabetic and you don't want to have curd with sugar, you can use curd with green grams, or even if you are not diabetic, still you can use curd with green grams, sprouted green grams. They are very beneficial. Like, let's suppose you have prepared some dish which includes green grams, and with that combination, if you want to add curd into it, you can use it because it will enhance health. In addition to that, you can also use Indian gooseberry powder, that is amla powder, in curd if you want to eat, because it is also very beneficial for those who have weak digestion. So this was about curd, but there are various other medicinal properties of the curd also, with which we can create separate dishes, and we can use these dishes for boosting our health and our immunity. There is a very medicinal dish of curd that we call it in Ayurveda as takra. Takra is extremely beneficial for your health, for your digestion, and we also call it as buttermilk. So let's try to see how we make this takra or buttermilk. For example, we take 1 glass of curd, and if we churn it with adding 1/4 glass of water into it without removing fat for 10 minutes, then the result that we get, that we call it as takra. It is extremely beneficial for your health, but it is more liquid. So you can drink it as a in glass, in cup. You cannot eat it with food, but you can drink it as any kind of drink, and you can add little bit of pepper into it, little bit of salt into it, and it becomes extremely beneficial for health. And if you are suffering from diarrhea, it is extremely beneficial. If somebody has difficulty in digestion, like a lot of digestive problems he has, he can use this buttermilk. It is extremely beneficial for health because it is very light to digest. At the same time, it is hot in potency. So if you have gastric disorders, like a lot of gas in the system, this takra or buttermilk is extremely beneficial for you. So it is, this takra is not something I have discovered. It was there in our ancient culture, in our Ayurveda, in our textbooks, in our Indian homes. So this is just, I have taken the recipe from there, and I am just sharing with you so that you can also take benefit out of it. But make sure that from the curd which you are making, it should be fresh, it should be good quality, it should be from farm milk, and you should take all the precautions that I have mentioned. It should not be very month-old curd. It should be freshly made, like you can use it like a day before made curd. So you can make this takra out of the curd which you have prepared one day before. So it should not be like once you prepared curd or this takra and you are using it for a week. It's not like that. These are quick dishes, like you are preparing it and you are finishing it at the same day. Then only it can yield benefits. But at the same time, this takra is supposed to be eaten only during day or in the morning, and you should not eat it at night, because as I mentioned, it is hot in potency and it will disturb digestion if you eat it during night. So if you are willing to have this takra, you please try to have it during daytime. It is extremely beneficial if you have vata disorders in the stomach, especially a lot of gas, bloated abdomen. In these conditions, this takra is extremely beneficial for health. There is another kind of medicine that we prepare from curd. We also prepare it in the same way, but in this time we will remove all the fat from the curd by adding excess water to it. When we add a lot of water to it and we remove all the fat from it, then the leftover drink that is left, that is called, in our language we call it chach, and it is also extremely beneficial for health. The good thing is it's very cooling in potency. It is very good drink for summers, because in summers it's a lot of the heat in the atmosphere outside, and many times if you go outside, especially in hot weather in India, you feel like headache and sometimes nausea kind of feeling. So this chach is extremely beneficial during that time when you are going out in hot sun and coming back. So you can have it during morning or in the afternoons. This chach is also contraindicated during night times, because for the same reason it's not so beneficial for health. In summers, many times we face loss of appetite, like many times we are not able to eat food, we don't want to eat food. In these conditions also, this charge is extremely beneficial. So this is another preparation of curd that we are using for enhancing our health. So in short, if we say, like, if we are trying to make curd as a part of our life, it will yield tremendous benefits. Definitely it is for vegetarians, and never eat curd with any kind of meat dishes because it's contraindicated. So it's a vegetarian dish, and we are using it to enhance our health. Especially for vegetarians and for those who like milk products and they want to enhance their health by using milk products, and they don't want to eat meat. So it's a very good substitute for meat because it has a lot of proteins which are very beneficial for health. But if somebody is obese and he feel like if he eat a lot of curd he is gaining weight and a lot of fat, then you can use fat free curd. Like I told you this charge, so in which you are adding water, excess water to it, and you are removing fat from it. So you can use curd in this form. In this form it is very easily digestible and you will not gain weight. Not only this, curd is also considered as a wholesome diet. It comes under Pathya in Ayurveda. Pathya means the group of those things which are extremely beneficial for health. And we are using this curd not as a medicine, as a part of food, but also we are using this curd as an offering for various our deities during our pujas, to various Hindu pujas. So curd is the most pious thing for us. Maybe our ancient people, our ancestors, they were very well aware of the benefits of curd. That's why they made curd as a part of offering for the deity also. Because if you're offering something to the deity, definitely it should be very pure, it should be very wholesome. That means it's extremely suitable for your health also. At the same time, we need to also to take precautions. Like the one and the foremost precaution is you should not take curd during night. At the same time, if you are using curd in excessively and continuously, then it can cause skin problems and bronchial disorders and various kind of respiratory disorders. That's why in Ayurveda, continuous use of this curd is being contraindicated. And if somebody has a lot of amalpit means a lot of acidity problems. If somebody is going through a lot of acidity problems, then these people also should avoid eating curd, because curd is very hot in potency and it will aggravate amalpit or acidity. At the same time, if somebody has excessive skin disorder, a lot of pimples on their face, those people also should avoid curd, but they can use buttermilk. But they should avoid curd as it is. At the same time, never heat curd, because if you heat curd, it will destroy all the bacteria of the curd. And if you are suffering from some kind of eye disorders, in those cases also curd is contraindicated, because eyes are the place of pitta, and whenever you have eye problems, that means there is disturbed pitta dosha, and curd is hot in potency. So when curd is hot in potency and your this pitta dosha, eyes is also disturbed, then it will aggravate the eye diseases. So if you are suffering from some kind of eye disease, any kind of eye disease, then curd is contraindicated. So that's all for the curd, and I hope you will like this video. And if you want to know what you should eat according to your body type, what is your body type, what is your prakriti, what is your dosha, you can always write to us. We will try to answer your questions in the best possible way. And there are also other videos like dosha series, in which you figure out which body type, Ayurveda body type you belong to, and what are the do's and don'ts that you should do. And if you are new to my channel, please take a minute and hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon, so that you will stay in tune with us. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching me. And if you have any questions regarding this, you please write to us. I will try to answer your questions in the best possible way. So that's all for today. With this note, I would like to say, stay healthy, stay blessed, take care. Bye. Bye.